So I thought I'd go over a few thoughts I had today, and I'm making a recording of it because I want to write, more expansively on some of these thoughts, but I don't want to lose what the thoughts are. And I've been like using Notepad, but even then it's kind of painfully slow, so ta-da, here's the video. And it's how, like these thoughts I've been thinking about today, how I've become okay with me, like who I am on the inside. I'm really bad at, there's a disconnect between who I am on the inside and how people are perceiving me. Like I realize there's that disconnect. I'm so backwards. I am not shy about being inappropriate about things that make people cringe. I realized today that I like using outdated slang on purpose. I like it because when you do it, people cringe, and you get the really eyebrow, and I kind of like that eyebrow. Yeah, really, yeah. Find that I did that, right? And I won't overuse it or anything, but I like using outdated slang, and the slang stays so briefly. In the bigger blip of time, in 100 years, how slang is usually one of the first things really kind of lost, unless it lasted for a decent amount of time or was very, very memorable. Slang comes and goes, and this came up because of the word dude. I'd said dude to somebody on purpose, just to get that, really. And, I owned it in the moment, and that's who I am. And I don't know why I'm so afraid of being that person sometimes, but another thought I had, left turns. When you come to two red lights, when you're at a red light, not two red lights, but two cars at a red light, and you both want to make a left, I've learned when it goes green, I don't hesitate for that other person. Is that other person going to roll? Are they really turning left? Are they tricking me? Those tires aren't moving. I'm going on that green whether you are or not. I'll be courteous enough to you to go slow enough that you can wake your ass up and get your wheels out and start making your left turn. But halfway through my turn, if you still haven't, gone for it on your end because you don't believe I'm committed to my turn, then you're just being a dickhead to everybody behind you. That's just how it is. So be courteous. Don't worry so much. Just pay attention. Be aware in the moment, and you won't be as distracted as you thought you were. So don't ask. The other thing, when it comes to me and being okay with who I am, it dawned on, we like to, when we say judgment, I realize that when we say words, we have feelings attached to those words and pictures, and there's all kinds of things. And so when I say the word judgment, you automatically not only think of the word, but its meaning and what you associate to that meaning. What pictures pop in your head, and the feelings of that meaning that you've attached to that word, what you've learned it to be from your perception. And I've learned, like today was James's birthday, and I decided that it's hard to light him up and get him excited, and whatever. So I told him, I approached it. I realized approaching like today, it's his birthday. Is that a special day? Is it a national holiday? No, I mean, we all have birthdays, and that's kind of how I am about holidays and things, but it's special to him, and therefore it should be special to me. I married him. And so I went through these stages today of, I'll just, because I care, because I'm invested, because I'm always trying, whatever, I'll go ahead and this is like my duty. I started with this is my duty. And that one didn't last long, and then I jumped into I don't know why I fight. I don't know why we fight. It's back to that word judgment. And that's what ends up happening, I think, that creates the circle that I'm trying to talk about, is that when somebody, I was telling my kids that when somebody comes at you and says something that's ugly or you find offensive, inappropriate, because we were speaking about inappropriateness, and I'm very good at that, being inappropriate and inappropriateness, and you have to bear with me because they come and go, the thoughts come and go so quickly. Totally lost my train of thought. And that's because I'm rebuilding. Right now, it's sort of like being new all over again, because of so much breaking down of my beliefs. We can question our actions. If you can question your actions logically, when you start realizing, like, well, I'm depressed. Well, why is that? You know, what have I done that shows that I'm depressed? Or did I watch something that made me depressed? Or how does this make me feel? When you start asking questions about your own reality and your own perceptions, we do that. We can do that. But we don't, and we do it for our feelings, but we don't kind of do it we don't realize that they still stay tethered together, that these things. I'm not a judgmental person. Actually, I realized something about myself, that I'm reasonable. It's probably my best quality. I'm reasonable. And so I can apply that to every emotion I feel categorically. I can go through these and go like, okay, shame, you know, let's look at shame in a reasonable way, because I'm so good at feeling empathy and compassion for other people. Like, I know how it feels to feel shame. I know what it feels like for me. So if I say something that's inappropriate or cankles your feathers or ruffles your feathers, what you're doing is you're showing me what you fear people think about you if you do it, because you feel exactly the same way I do. You feel this, whatever it is that brings that shame. Something that may be shameful to me may not be shameful for you. So we're not talking about the action, we're talking about the feelings, right? And so to truly get the best answer and be truly honest with yourself, when you think of the word judgment, yes, it's the idea of the thing, but detach the strings to the emotions that are to those pictures and to those other things. Let it go and think of it just as the feeling of judgment, and not all the things you associated with it, but how it feels to be judged. And when you can do that, you can look at other people, and you know, I can feel when someone feels shamed. I can feel empathy when someone feels shamed. And up until this point, I really haven't been able to do that for myself. I'm very good at doing it for other people, but I was having a hard time doing it for myself. And that's been part of the process. Part of the process of being able to question everything logically, and you know, not berating myself for all these things that I was either told or believed through action and my own perception of the world growing up. It's just because it's been so prevalent for so long doesn't mean it's right anymore. That it's okay to be who I am today. I'm not the person I was yesterday. I'm not a past me, and I'm not the person I am tomorrow. I don't even know if I'll be this person in 15 years, or if like this will just expand and it'll become a little more deeper and knowing and whatever because of experience or time, or if I'll be a completely different person. Well, you know, I don't know if I'll find some whatever, but at least I have the ability to question and ask, and it's okay because this is who I am today, and this is all I actually have is right now, and I like me right now, so that's a win. That's how I get through all the darkness. Is how I got the pain, the sorrow, all that crap you feel when you we just, man, we are our own worst enemies. But those are my thoughts for today. That's what my day's been like. So I wonder what yours were. I don't know. Like it though. I like it. It's okay to like yourself. It's okay to be you. It's okay. It's like it's like emotions are like suits, sort of. We put them on, and sometimes we layer them, and we forget that, like, they don't have to be sewn into our skin. You can take it off. You can, you know, go get it dry cleaned. Those things, they need to be washed. They need time out too, or I mean, come on, let's stop wallowing. Like, go change the suit. It changes your perspective. And it is scary, but my goodness, it's so stellar, as we're talking about those words, because I used awesome sauce today on my daughter because I know she hates it. So I said awesome sauce, and she gave me the eyebrow. And she said, you know, like, how about stellar? And I thought, stellar's good. I like stellar. That's a word I can agree with. And little does she know that from now on I'm going to say it just like people say dude. And so instead of going like stellar, I'm going to stellar. And see how long it takes to annoy her. If it's the surfer thing, or if it's actually the word like awesome sauce, or dude, or whatever it is I happen to be saying. I need to know like which one, and this is how I interact with my world, and this is how I enjoy it.